Hello and welcome everyone to another Tunisian crochet tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you another combination of Tunisian cross and Tunisian purl stitches. This is a third video in the series of Tunisian cross and Tunisian purl stitches. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This stitch combination is worked over a multiple of 4 plus 2 stitches, and it's 2 row repeat. So let's do the foundation chain first. We need to do our slip knot, and then we are going to chain a multiple of 4 plus 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will do another repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for our basic stitch combination, and then we add 2 chains for our end stitches. So as you know, when we work our first, so that's our foundation chain. When we work our first or foundation row of the Tunisian crochet, we work into the back bumps of these chain stitches. Starting your foundation row in this way will create a nice neat edge along the bottom of your project, which in some occasion doesn't even require a border if you choose not to add one, and the project will not look unfinished. Okay, so we are almost at the end of our foundation row, working into the back bumps of our chain stitches. Okay, so there we are. This is our forward pass of the foundation row, and now we are going to continue with our return pass. And for this project, all rows will have our standard return pass. That means that we need to first chain 1, so we yarn over and pull through the loop, and then we yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops all the way to the end. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops all the way to the end, which brings us back to the beginning of our row. Okay, now once we've got our foundation row, we can start working on the stitch pattern. So for this combination, we will start first with our Tunisian cross stitch. So for Tunisian cross stitch, you are going to skip the first vertical part that we would normally work into. We are going to work a stitch into the second vertical bar. So we insert the hook from right to left, we yarn over and pull up a loop, and now we are going to go back to the one stitch that we just missed, to the first vertical bar. So we insert the hook from right to left, yarn over and pull up a loop, and working the stitch in this way crosses the stitches, and that's your Tunisian cross stitch. And now we are going to work 2 Tunisian purl stitches into next 2 stitches. That's 1 Tunisian purl stitch and another Tunisian purl stitch. And now we are going to work 1 Tunisian cross stitch into next stitches. So we will skip this vertical bar and we are going to work this stitch. So we need to insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then we are going to go back to the stitch we just skipped, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now we are going to work 2 Tunisian purl stitches, and this we will work in this manner all the way to the end of the row. So that's 1 Tunisian cross stitch followed by 2 Tunisian purl stitches. Okay, and once we get to the end, we will work the end stitch. The end stitch is worked under both bars of the very last stitch. The right and left bar, we yarn over and pull up a loop. Again, working the last stitch in this manner will give you a neat edge on your left hand side. Okay, and now we are going to continue with standard return pass. So we chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2 all the way to the end. Okay, so we are almost at the end for our return pass. Okay, and now we are going to continue with the second row of the pattern, stitch pattern. And for the second row, you need to do the opposite what you did in the first row. Well, so where you started with Tunisian cross stitch, you will now work 2 Tunisian purl stitches, and where you had Tunisian purl stitches, you'll work this as 1 Tunisian cross stitch, like so. So we started with Tunisian cross stitch in the row below. That means we need to start with Tunisian purl stitches, and now we're going to work Tunisian cross stitch and 2 Tunisian purl stitches, like so, and then Tunisian cross stitch, and 2 Tunisian purl stitches, and we finished with Tunisian cross stitch followed by an end stitch under 2 bars. Okay, and again we are going to continue with standard return pass. We chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2 all the way to the end of the row. Okay, and that's it. So just to recap, this combination of stitches is 2 row repeat. For the stitch pattern, you will need to start with 4 chains plus 2 for your end stitches, and the pattern is worked as 1 Tunisian cross stitch followed by 2 Tunisian purl stitches. That would be for first row, and in the second row you do the opposite. So you will start with 2 Tunisian purl stitches followed by 1 Tunisian cross stitch. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share. Thank you very much for watching, and see you at the next video. Bye bye.